I want to show you the secret of how we knock the credit bureaus out to remove this client's Credit One bank account off the report. And I'm going to break everything down to you. So let's get into it. So I know Credit One Bank probably caused you some issues, life happened, whatever the case may be. But as you can see, we got the account removed from this report, right? And I'm going to break down the details, the steps, everything you need to do to remove this account off your report, whether you have a Credit One bank account, whether you have Capital One, Verizon, it doesn't matter. Any negative item on your report, you can possibly get it removed off your report by using the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And let me just go and break it down step by step for you, right? So as you can see, we got the account removed, right? Congratulations, knocked the credit bureaus out, right? Got the account removed. Now, hold on. Even though you got the account removed from your report, you got to remember that you still owe the money, right? You should set up a payment plan after the account gets removed, because you don't want the account to be sold to a collection agency to then continue collecting and you get it removed, and you get what I'm saying. So, and you can set up something that's really you can negotiate your payment, right? You can negotiate the amount that you want to settle with. So just be adherent to that. Now, let me break down what you got to do to remove this account from your report, right? So first thing you want to do, of course, is get access to your report, right? So you can see the details that's within the specific account to help you leverage the laws that are in your favor to help you get the account removed. Now, I want to be clear that even though you see, let's just say right here, the date open, last reported, date last active, date last payment, even though that you see this is inaccurate, right? Experian, TransUnion, Equifax do have the right to update this information, but let me tell you a secret. So now that you understand that, hey, the account is inaccurate, the open date, date last active, date of last payment, all this stuff is inaccurate, right? You can use that to your leverage to get the account removed without waiting 7 years for it to fall off your report, right? So you don't got to wait 7 years, because now you can leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the laws that are in place to hold Experian, TransUnion, Equifax accountable. But we already know they usually don't, but that doesn't stop you from sending a letter every single month, right? So this has been working. As you can see, people post results. People, if you're a part of our community, people are getting results based off of the law. Now, as you're disputing negative items every single month, you do have to remember that, hey, 30%, the other percent of your credit score, right, is like if you have credit card debt, that you want to be taking care of that as well, all right? As you're focusing on your credit card debt to get it down to 0% utilization, which is 30% of your score, you also are removing these negative items, right? And it's going to take time to get these off, but you don't got to wait 7 years. Remember, 7 years, hey, might as well go ahead and get the process started instead of waiting 7 years to get these accounts removed from your report, right? So this is basically just an example of how to get the account removed, right? And the laws that are in place is 15 USC 1681, and there are specific laws such as like 15 USC 1681 EB, I5, S-2, 15 USC 1681 B, permissible purpose when it comes to inquiry, 15 USC 1681 CC when it comes to, let's just say, the date last active is incorrect. And there are other things if you have collections with the FDCP and things like that, right? So this is just a screenshot of the letter that we sent, right? Now, the reason why it looks a little bit different is because we're using, I have a software to help clients, right? And with the software, what it does is it generates Metro 2 compliance as well, because Experian, TransUnion, Equifax have compliance issues they have to adhere to as well. But not only does they have to adhere to that, they also have to adhere to the specific laws. So what it did was basically call out the things that are wrong with their specific compliance issues. But most importantly, the laws that I called out that they're violated is in this right here. So usually the open date last active is not accurate. And what I say is EB, maximum possible accuracy. And then I say delete account immediately for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB, right? Because you have two things that you can, tell them to do. Hey, tell them to fix it, right? Modify this account. And I ain't trying to tell them to modify it because we want the account removed. They have the right to modify it. They have the right to update it, right? To fix it. The law says they can delete it as well. I'm trying to get the account removed every single time. Forget all that modification, updating, all that extra stuff, right? We're trying to get the account removed. We're trying to knock the credit bureaus out. We ain't trying to wait forever, right? So what you can do is just call it out, delete account for violation of 15 USC 1681 EB, right? And that's just the specific law, and there are multiple laws every single round after that, right? Now, how can you create your specific letter, right? So what you can do is either one, once you get Identity IQ report, you can download that report, save it to your computer, and go to Grok, right, and upload it as an attachment, right? That's one thing you can do. The second thing you can do is, instead of doing that, you can also take screenshots of just specific accounts. You can screenshot it, attach it, and then I'll have this verbiage for you. I got you, right? So based on this screenshot, please generate 3 professional dispute letters addressed to the credit bureau, right? i.e. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, based on the consumer's credit report. This letter should be dated with the current date, include with the credit bureau's address and things like that. Reference the violations. Number 3, listed disputed items on credit report organized by category, right? 6, for each disputed item, include the specific codes, right? And then for inquiries, if you have inquiries, format this, like if you download a report, format this letter with a clear table for each category, include comments to remarks to whatever in the letter with closing statement, use the consumer name details and everything, right? So that's what I'm giving this AI, which is artificial intelligence, right? We can use it to our favor to help us, right? All right, so I actually reverse engineer the questions to ask to create this specific letter, right? So as you can see, it drafted up a specific letter, right? So got the address, and you can fix this. Now it didn't you got to put your information in. So you got to put your first name, last name, right? And then you can switch it to TransUnion, disputed accurate information on the credit report, violations of the FCRA, their TransUnion, or right to dispute inaccurate information on my credit report. Extra. I request the immediate deletion of the disputed items per 15 U.S.C. 1681 I-5. Below are the details of the inaccuracies, right? And then we have the account, right? So we screenshotted the account. And then like if you download your report, remember, if you download your report, you're going to have more accounts associated with it. You're going to have the accounts, the inquiries as well. So as you can see, to TransUnion, item disputed, account status, inaccurate reason for dispute. Basically what you're saying, you're calling out the violation, which is 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB. Delete this item for violation of this. And then basically, I demand TransUnion to correct. We ain't gonna say I demand TransUnion to correct these inaccurate. We're gonna say I demand TransUnion delete the disputed items per as required by 15 U.S.C. 1681 I-5, right? Sincerely, and they're gonna put your first name, last name, right? And then you're gonna add 2 forms of identification. All right. Hold up. This is very important. Make sure when you print off your letter, make sure you have 3 forms of identification: copy of your driver's license, proof of residency, like a bill such as water bill, light bill, cell phone bill, right? Account statement, and then picture of your social security card, right? Now you want to have all 3 is because Experian, TransUnion, Equifax continue to play crazy as if you're not the person sending the letter. So add 3 forms of identification, and then ensure that you send it certified when you go to the post office, right? Certified, you don't have to do return receipt, right? Just certified, make sure you have the tracking number, you have the green slip, right? They're going to print it off, and you have your tracking number, right? Now, from the time they received that letter, TransUnion received that letter 3 days later from the time you sent it, they have 30 days to complete that investigation, and then 5 days to mail the investigation back to you. So in total, they have technically 35 days to respond back to you. Now, I want to let you know that even though they're going to respond back to you, you're going to get the investigation back. Now, once you get your investigation back, you're going to get some accounts removed. You're going to get some accounts updated, some accounts verified. That's okay. What you want to do next is leverage the laws that are in place, which is 15 U.S.C. 1681 I-5, 15 U.S.C. 1681 I-7, 15 U.S.C. 1681 S-2. You want to leverage these specific laws to help you get the account removed once they come back verified. And another place you can leverage is the CFPB, right? You can leverage them as well. And it's not 100% guaranteed. I create multiple videos breaking it down step by step on how to leverage the CFPB, Attorney General's office, and things like that. But as you're waiting, right, I want you to understand this. I understand life, life happened, whatever the case may be. But credit is nothing but a direct reflection of how you manage your money, right? So it's basically how you manage your money. Life happened, things might happen. But a better way to help you manage your money, I want to show you this specific video and help you out to help you manage your money much better by clicking right here and watching this video right here. Hey, go watch my pastor really quick. He's going to break down, give you some things to help you, all right, and some tools and things. So click this video right here. He's basically going to help you out.